But in entering the room and having come in myself from the civil servants for many years, and I look around and got a bit of a briefing as to what the intention is this morning, I think it's such a fantastic idea. The initiative that you have taken. Many times, in occasions like these, different dignitaries, we get at the podium and we start speaking how important the child is and the youth, and we tell everybody that you're the future of tomorrow, etc., etc. And those have become cliches in all of the speeches that we do. But the reality is you. The reality in dealing with the issues of that child and the development of that child, both in positive and negative ways, represented right in this room. Some of you, we would hope that the child never really have to get in contact with down the road. And then it is where we realize how that how that chain works, and all what has to be done, and which also includes many people who are not in this room today, in order to be able to achieve the goal. You think on the Court of Guardianships, for instance, and the important role that is played in the whole development, protection, etc., of the rights of the child. I don't think enough is known by the community at large as to what you do. The fact that the decision was taken to get together, and these are the events that reflect that, remind us sometimes that we have a real kingdom, that we, in areas definitely where it's necessary and where it counts, we can get together and we can work together. And what better goal to do that working together for than for something like the rights of the child. I want to wish you a very successful day today in your deliberations. I hope many good suggestions and agreements of cooperation would flow out of this session today. And as far as my ministry, the Ministry of Justice, is concerned, I can assure you that these matters will be given high priority. And I know I said that in a couple of speeches with some other things, so just now I will have to start prioritizing the priorities with everything that needs a high priority, but that is serious. And as far as the government in totality of St. Martin is concerned, I think yesterday we had a meeting with the Council of Ministers on this particular topic, and I can assure you that my colleagues and ministers are very, very serious and concerned and more than willing to do whatever needs to be done to make sure that our kids, our children are protected and have a safe and decent development so that they can be productive citizens in our country. Thank you.
Life is a journey full of connections. You're in safe hands even when life starts too soon. You don't have to miss a single beat. When a bad hair day makes you sad, just sharing can bring you joy and more to come. They take the plunge, turn fear into faith, while you capture those beautiful moments. In the game of life, it's family that counts. They'll be there even when you lose. We all have our moments of reflection and hope. And when you feel you're losing everything in life, we're there because there's more to come. When life starts too soon, you don't have to miss a single beat. We're here to connect you and share life. Telcel, when you want more.
Need a loan that's quick and easy. Island Finance. Up to 50,000 guilders real easy. Island Finance. For education, a renovation. That's no problem. Yes, it's true. That's not all. They're quick and friendly too. Island Finance. Appliances, vacations, even fix your car. You can depend on Island Finance.
I going.
I going.
I going.
I going.
I going.
I going.
I going. I going. I going. I going.
I going.
I going. I going.
With the bike.
Are you going? Friday, April 28th, Carnival Village.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
Yes, it's the first Calypso 10 taking place on February 21st, 2017 at the Carnival Village in Dallas Bay, Marigot. Come out and hear 10 Calypsonians performing for you. King Bobo, Ricky the Fox, Lady Righteous, Ebony Empress, Shira, Baker Jr., Dr. Ray, Pepper, Chipman, and the reigning Calypso monarch, Shakia. It all takes place at the Carnival Village in Dallas Bay, Marigot, starting at 8 p.m. Entrance fee is only $10 or €10. Come out and support your local Calypsonians in the first Calypso 10. It takes place on February 21st, 2017. You better be there because I'm coming mistaken here. Let me know.
One of the questions that, Parliament has been battling with was how should we proceed now after the Constitutional Court has rejected the draft legislation of the Integrity Chamber. There are those who feel that by rejecting the draft law on the Integrity Chamber means that the protocol as far as the Integrity Chamber is actually null and void. We do not necessarily believe so. What the government has done, as I stated, and then that ties in to questions that MP Samuel has asked, is how are we proceeding? What is the government doing? What has the government done? As I indicated before, the government was already busy with a trajectory of implementing an integrity bureau, was already there actually, and this kind of sidestepped the integrity trajectory that government was on. Seemingly the Dutch government at that time said, we don't think you guys going fast enough, and they wanted to accelerate things. But following the decision by the Constitutional Court, what this government or the previous cabinet had done is send it back to our Legal Affairs Department and ask them, how do we proceed? Which they have said, well, you can actually start from ground zero, or you can go and try to dissect this thing, amend, change, move, delete, And the government has decided, well, probably it's best, not probably, we will start from ground zero. So the government, the intention of government has been actually to proceed with establishing an integrity chamber, just like you have, like was mentioned, let's say the Electoral Council, that is there to supervise a particular ordinance. And what government is also considering, as I said, is to, rather than have altogether a chamber, particularly nothing close to what the ordinance that was established by a majority in Parliament entailed, but that we would have an organization, a group of people looking at integrity breaches and coming with recommendations. What we believe, or what I have been advising the Council of Ministers, is that we should probably not reinvent the wheel, but look at an existing institution that we have, because one of the arguments that I, for one, have used at a time as a Member of Parliament is we have enough institutions in our governmental apparatus supported by our Constitution that can do integrity investigations. And one of the things that we have always said also is that if we take, for instance, the prosecutor's office, that often says we are undermanned. If the prosecutor's office is properly staffed, then more investigations can be conducted. But we want to actually separate as well the integrity breaches and criminal violations. Violations that warrants civil servants or whoever being prosecuted, and let's say people get condemned and have to serve prison time or not. What we see are different loopholes. We have different pieces of legislation that leave the door on ajar, that leave an opening for someone to say, yeah, but I didn't do anything illegal. The law didn't say I can't do it. And thus, they have done it. But with no malintentions, at times, civil servants, government officials would do something that it's like, oops, I didn't realize it was wrong. I didn't realize it was an integrity breach. I didn't realize that if I accepted this, or I have given that, or if I have allowed that it's an integrity breach and therefore something that I should have actually not done. And we believe that as a young country, as a new country, we should be given the opportunity, not only given, we believe and we recognize that we have integrity breaches and we need to fix it. We need to fix we.
People all across St. Martin are switching to a more rewarding experience. The WIP MasterCard Fun Miles credit card, better known as My Card. Earn 1 Fun Mile for every $2 spent, even abroad and online. This will quickly get you a ton of Fun Miles to redeem for travel, shopping, food, fuel, and much more. But there's more to my card. Worldwide acceptance, an EMV chip for extra security, and 250 free fun miles with first use. Switch to my card today at WIB.
Fun miles, from within your reach.
I going.
I going.
I going.
I going.
I going.
I going.
I going. I going. I going. I going.
I going.
I going. I going.
With the right.
Are you going? Friday, April 28th, Carnival Village.
Yes, it's the first Calypso 10 taking place on February 21st, 2017 at the Carnival Village in Dallas Bay, Marigot. Come out and hear 10 Calypsonians performing for you. King Bobo, Ricky the Fox, Lady Righteous, Ebony Impress, Shira, Baker Jr., Dr. Ray, Pepper, Chipman, and the reigning Calypso monarch, Shakia. It all takes place at the Carnival Village in Dallas Bay, Marigot, starting at 8 p.m. The entrance fee is only $10 or €10. Come out and support your local Calypsonians in the first Calypso 10. It takes place on February 21st, 2017. You better be there because I'm coming with stick in me.
St. Martin is using one way, patching roads, patching holes. But as soon as you get some rain, there goes the road, and we're in the same situation again. How sturdy is the repairs that have been done by the same contractor over the past years? And do you plan, as Minister of Romy, to revisit how we repair our roads and to make it more sturdy and that it can last longer? Because as soon as you get rain, everything that they place there now washes away, and there comes the potholes again.
Thank you very much for your question, Bibi. And of course, that's why I mentioned, I myself, and earlier I had an issue with patching of roads because you can only patch so many times. And what comes when you patch roads constantly over and over and over is a change in the height of the road. Because what happens is, again, you would see the white line where they would mark it out, and then they would go with asphalt and fill in that spot, get the presser and press it down, but it never comes back to the same level of the road. If you drive on the Pondfield Road or the Walton Nisbet Road as it was before, you would drive at one level and sometimes you would go up on a bump and then you would come down. That is what happens when you just patch there, patch there, patch there. Hence the reason why now you're seeing a much more longer meter, so probably 200 or 300 meters of the road now you're seeing resurfaced and not patched. And of course I understand the question you asked concerning the number one contractor. It's not necessarily the number one contractor, but it's the only supplier of asphalt on St. Martin and the equipment that we use, and that's Winwood Roads. And of course there's discussions going on as how we can make it much better and long lasting concerning the durability of the road and the conditions that they're in. I've always had a problem in the manner of which roads have been built here in St. Martin. If you look carefully, water always settles on the road, and you always ask the question why. It's a matter of how they have been built. But now if you look at it, and then again, that's what I say, I have to commend the professionals within the ministry who have been working in this field for a number of years, because in discussion, they themselves have been saying that a new method or a new way moving forward need to be had concerning how roads are being done in St. Martin. So if you look carefully at them right now, most of them are being resurfaced in an oval manner, where now the water would run off at the side. But remember, we have a drainage problem also throughout the island. So you could understand why the water used to settle in the middle of the road, but by doing that, it damages the road very quickly. But now we're gonna have the water running off on the side of the road, and there's no sidewalks, and then people will be walking on the side of the road, in the water, in the mud, and different things like that. So it's a whole approach concerning road structure and road network on the island. And with that being said, we also have a sewage problem that plays into the durability and the long lasting of our roads when we recap them, resurface them, or patch them. And I can tell you, I can assure you that these things are being looked into, they are being worked on. But remember, we have a budget constraints, so you can only do so much and so many things. So what is it you want?
recap the road, resurface the road, or patch the road, or look at a holistic approach where we can get the entire government, the entire institutions such as the harbor, the airport, and everyone involved to take care of the basic needs that St. Martin needs. Roads, housing, sewage, everything that goes, so that I understand when the Minister of Finance talk and say that we need to be cognizant of our budget is because we have a priority list. And what are you going to target first? And I can tell you, and the Minister of Finance can tell you also, that we are always in discussion. And I would run into his office and say, Minister, I need money. I need money. We have Waymont Hill. We have inside where the Honorable Minister of Education is living. Yes, it's a private road, but she can tell you about the condition of the road. But you don't have private citizens living in there. You have regular, normal citizens living in there. Ambulance can't get in, fire trucks can't get in because of the condition that the road is in. You know, and again, like I said, the Minister of Finance would tell you, and he would say, you have money on your budget, spend it. And we will get more, we will find more, and we will do all these necessary things so that we can get money to do the basic things. I'm putting him on the spot now, but that's the reality. That's the reality of it. We are working within a budget. And this is what the budget allows us to do. And we are trying to get as much done as possible in a structural manner with what we have to spend.
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
Something and wind it up, wind it up. Hands up if you're ready. Whoa. Pump your flag if you're ready. Whoa. Everybody get ready for carnival. Plenty bam bam. Carnival again. Man and woman. Carnival again. Masqueraders jumping in the rain. Give me the toilet paper for Juve. Pet up the bed. Carnival again.
What? Carnival back again.
A place to have fun no matter where. Sound the horn and give me the bottle and spoon. The rhythm and tune. Ready for the
Get ready for another season of fun. Carnival de St. Martin 2017 from February 4th to March 1st. 6 parades, 4 pageants, and 6 shows. Carnival is back.
Give me hand. I'm so ready to jump. Plenty bam bam. Carnival again. Man and woman. Carnival again. Masqueraders jumping in the rain. Give me the toilet paper for Juve. Pet up the bed. Carnival again.
Yes, it's the first Calypso 10 taking place on February 21st, 2017 at the Carnival Village in Dallas Bay, Marigot. Come out and hear 10 Calypsonians performing for you. King Bobo, Ricky the Fox, Lady Righteous, Ebony Impress, Shira, Baker Jr., Dr. Ray, Pepper, Chipman, and the reigning Calypso monarch, Shakia. It all takes place at the Carnival Village in Dallas Bay, Marigot, starting at 8 p.m. The entrance fee is only $10 or €10. Come out and support your local Calypsonians in the first Calypso 10. It takes place on February 21st, 2017. You better be there because I'm gonna be sticking me out. Let me know.
1,
2,
3,
4. This is how common it is to develop a mental illness. 1 out of every 4.
4,
4.
But there is hope. Today, most mental illnesses can be managed and treated. Visit your general doctor if you feel concerned about your thoughts and behaviors or have some difficulty dealing with some of life's issues.
If you have been diagnosed and are suffering from a mental illness, keep in mind these 4 points to help you manage your mental health.
1. Get regular checkups with your general doctor.
2. Stay on your treatment plan to prevent relapses.
3. Find a strong support group in your family and friends.
And 4. Never be afraid to ask for help and look out for the warning signs of your illness.
Remember, you are not alone. We are as close as one.
2.
3.
4.
Learn about mental health illness by going to the Mental Health Foundation's website at www.mhf-sxm.com.
Update on the law school. I know that's something that you've mentioned last year, but we didn't hear from you this year concerning that. So is it still a priority for you?
Well, I think, good morning, everybody. I think that I did mention this year that we have allocated 1 million guilders in the budget for the law school. We want to make certain that when we start, that it would have sustainability. 1 million guilders is not sufficient. Hence, we have embarked on the process of trying to attract donations, large donations. We have spoken to several people who have been quite cooperative and made some promises and commitment. I believe that we could kick this off once we have 2 million guilders and not 1, to achieve that sustainability that I think is needed when we get started. But all of these things I've mentioned this year as to what we're doing as far as the law school is concerned. Also mentioned, I can recall somebody asked, in Parliament, what is the Minister of Finance doing with the law school? It should be under the Minister of Education, quite correctly. And I said, listen, the idea is to create the foundation as far as the funds are concerned, and the moment that occurs, to turn it over to the Minister of Education, who together with the University of St. Martin will deal with curriculum and all of the other details for it. But until that point, I certainly don't want to burden the Minister of Education with more problems than she already has.